new drinks are now at McDonald's. With refreshers like the Strawberry Watermelon Refresher and the Mango Pineapple Refresher with popping boba. To crafted sodas like the Sprite Berry Blast with berry flavors and cold foam. Who knew ice cold drinks could be so fire? Try them all now at McDonald's.
Refreshers contain caffeine. Copyright 2026, The Coca-Cola Company. Sprite is a registered trademark of The Coca-Cola Company.
Make every get-together chill. This Memorial Day, get up to an extra $1,000 off select top brand appliances like LG. Plus, get free delivery at the Home Depot. Tackle pool towels and camp laundry with a large capacity washer. And host in style with the fridge-serving craft ice, mini craft ice, cubed ice, and crushed ice. Shop appliance savings now through June 3rd at the Home Depot. Offer valid May 14th through June 3rd, U.S. only. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $998 or more. See store online for details.
Sierra has all the best active and outdoor brands for the super athletic stuff, like running gear for cruising up the trail. Woo! And the super athlete-ish stuff, like fishing gear for chilling by the creek. Nice cast. Fitness apparel to push for higher reps. You got this. And golf balls priced so you can afford to lose one. Or a few. Head to Sierra or Sierra.com for the brands you want at the prices that let you do it all. From athletic to athlete-ish, Sierra's got it.
Good sleep is everything. That's why Ollie's Science Back Support is made with a blend of melatonin and L-theanine for both kiddos and grown-ups. So when your mind won't switch off, you've got something that can help. Your racing thoughts and restless nights won't stand a chance. Find Ollie Sleep Solutions for the whole family at ollie.com. That's OLLY.com.
This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Hey, what's up, fam? And welcome back again to Recap Kickback presents Charm School. That's right. It's me, Chappell, and we are back again to talk about this, the Flavor of Love cinematic universe, but more specifically, Charm School, as we are making our way through the entire Flavor of Love cinematic universe here on recapkickback.com. It's Sunday school. Every Sunday we go live here on YouTube and Twitch and Instagram sometimes and all kinds of other things to present to you our recaps of this iconic season of television. And with me, my co-host who is going through this season of television for the very first time is Chantele Francis. Chantele, welcome back.
So happy to be here, of course. I was just saying to you right before we got here, I'm like, it seems like it's been so long, but it's only been a week. And it's probably because partially, I had a very busy week. But secondly, because I look forward to it so much that I'm like, kind of anticipating the next week. And it seems like it's so far away because I want it to be a little bit more immediate. So because I'm enjoying the season so much and our Sunday school journey, I think that's also why it feels like it's been forever.
I agree. When you brought it up, I was like, I talk to you literally at the same time every week. And yet it still feels like it's a long ass time, but I think it's because we're so eager to watch and talk about this show. I'm very excited to see all the people who do join us in the chat, but then also the people who watch after the fact and comment and say like, oh my God, I remember where I was when I was watching this show and I can't believe y'all are talking about it. I'm so happy that y'all are talking about it. And so I'm appreciative that other people are also finding it, very exciting to go through this journey just like we are. And so thank you to all of the listeners, all the viewers, of course, all the people who pop up in the chat. I always like to give the shout outs. Horn Hub, I see you in the chat. G, I see you in the chat as well. We got a lot of Charm School to talk about, Chantele. But first, Chantele, Mari and I went to the movies last week and we watched Is God Is. Have you had a chance to see it?
I have not seen Is God Is. Tell me more.
I think you would like it. It's a revenge tale through the eyes of these two black women who were literally and figuratively scarred by their father, and their mother gave them one last wish on their dying breath, and that's to go kill their father. And it is a very, very interesting movie, and it's very Black as well. And, we love to highlight the Black stuff here on Recap Kickback. And so Chantele, Mari, and I talked about it this week, and we covered it. So that recap is up and available. But I would like to recommend it because I would love to know what you think about it.
I feel like I've been to the theaters sort of recently during the Oscar run, and I think I saw the trailer of it. Okay. The only flash that I'm seeing is in a car. That doesn't mean anything. Okay, so I think I saw a trailer and I was like, "What's going on here? What is this?" I was intrigued, but if you're giving some sort of endorsement here, I will take it upon myself to go and see it.
Yeah, I would love to know what you think. And then, of course, if you are listening to this and you have watched it or whatever, go check out Mari and I's recap of that movie, because it was a fun time, at least talking about it with Mari. Michael Horn in the chat points out that I've been on a Bitcoin journey on Twitter, apparently, in the last week since we've talked. Have you heard about that?
Wait, sorry, what?
Yeah, apparently my Twitter got hacked. And so it's out there doing wild stuff, like telling people that I got a Bitcoin journey, and it's trying to get people to click links that'll get them suspended. Please don't click the link because they will take over your Twitter as well. I'm not quite sure how it happened, considering I'm barely ever on Twitter, if I am. But here's the thing. I get on here all the time and I promote. Please follow at Recap Kickback on all social media platforms. And if you're doing that, that's where you can find me, and a non-hacked account. If you are following my personal account, that is a personal problem. Nobody told you to do that. So go follow at Recap Kickback on all social media platforms. And that way you don't have to worry about any hackers or any Bitcoin journeys that you did not ask for to see on your own timeline. But you should be following, if nothing else, for this amazing Charm School content. Chantele, we had a double elimination this week.
Sad. It's like, this is getting rough. I like the whole cast, and it's so annoying that I'm like, I couldn't, out of the duos that were going to be potentially going home, I was like, right. There's not a duo that I for sure want to go home here. I don't love Brooke, but I don't really want her to go home. You know what I mean?
Right.
Same with Eileen. Maybe she, I don't know, maybe by themselves they could both go, but both together, I'm just like, I don't know if it's the right time, Yeah.
No, I totally agree. This episode was all about charitable giving, and we got a team challenge as well. And so, we had pairs to choose from. And I'm with you. At the beginning of the episode, I don't remember the boot order of Charm School. I definitely remember who wins, but I don't remember how we get there. And so I was very nervous because there are pairs of people that will link up, and I'm like, wait, no, don't do that. If the two of them, that's bad. That's bad for the show. And so we're going to talk about that and more, but we do need to start off with our commandment of the week, which is what? Thou shalt pay it back. And so all the girls are instructed to that this challenge is going to be about how much they're able to give to charity. And Monique says they're going to be giving the clothes off their back immediately. Chantele, Safari is concerned because she doesn't have a lot of stuff, and the stuff that she has is not that expensive.
Okay, I might be jumping the gun here a little bit, but
Go ahead.
Actually cried quite a bit over Safari and just the journey that she went getting teary-eyed again. I can't believe I'm having emotional moments for a woman named Safari on Charm School. It's I was like, I understood where she was coming from. And even when she went to talk to Monique, we were kind of saying oh, don't talk to Monique. It could be the kiss of death. But how she was so real and kind of vulnerable in that moment. And that she actually probably needs this show more than a lot of people. Obviously you don't want to necessarily have this TV show prove your worth and this and that, but she's come from a really humble beginnings and had a lot of things that have happened to her that we know. Other people might have had stuff too that we don't know about, but what we've been shown so far. And I was really, really, really drawn into her story. And I'm super rooting for Safari at this point. If I wasn't before, I definitely am now,
Yeah, no, she is the star of this episode, and it's not even close. And there are other big moments and also standout, moments of charity that we can talk about in this episode. But this is the Safari episode of television because she doesn't have a lot. and she is willing to give because she knows how bad she needs to be at charm school, right? Whether we know Safari does not care about, changing her life, or at least she has never said that she does, but she does care about the money. She needs to win that money to change her life in a positive way. The character stuff, she's like, I can figure that out, but it would help if I wasn't broke. And so when she's going in and she's saying, I don't have a lot of stuff already, but I know that giving a lot of stuff could be the thing to keep me safe and to allow me to get another chance to go at this competition. It is very, I think it's a very emotional moment, Chantele, especially because it's so honest. She's not saying, hey, like, I'm hoping that I don't have to give away too much stuff. She's like, I'll do whatever I can to stay here. And the other emotional part of this roller coaster is what it feels like when you are giving from a place of altruism and just like from a good place in your heart, and then to see that giving is not valued either. She will give her stuff, and then she will be told that the monetary value of that stuff is not enough. Things that she is sacrificing eating for and her rent. She said, I use my rent money to buy these boots, only for somebody to be like, I'll give you $15 for it. It's so demoralizing, and it's just so hard to watch from a character that we don't get these layers from typically.
I know when she said, I spent my own rent money on these boots and you're only giving me $20 for that. Like, I was like, this girl, like, she is like, it's basically felt like we were just like ripping from her heart and her soul and like all the things that she placed value on. And like, it was so crazily emotional. And at that time, actually maybe a little bit before, but I worked a bit of retail in my life. And I remember when Uggs came onto the scene, and in Canadian dollars, so it's going to be a little bit, actually the dollars were a little bit more even at that time. It was about $400 for a pair of Ugg boots. And that's not even like the high ones. So she probably paid like $500 for those boots that she has there. Maybe even more, because like they were so popular and very expensive at the time. And to know that like she was willing to give them, even though it cost her a lot already, and now it's costing her like her dignity and her self-worth now, but she's willing to do this to stay in the competition, to give back to people that may need it more than she did. It was a pretty emotional moment, and I thought it really brought some credibility to the show. You know what I mean? Like, you know what? We have some real moments here. Like, we learned something about people here. Yes, it's gimmicky and it's showing these, these characters or caricatures of these people from past seasons, but we still get some real moments here. Like, this is reality TV.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say it better myself, Chantele. No, you summed that up pretty great. I want to stop down a little bit because we have a few comments that I want to flag in the chat. First, Janae8485. Hi, everyone. I love these kickbacks. Just watched the entire playlist yesterday. A good ass millennial time. And so thank you for, of course, checking us out. Make sure you recommend us, because I see one of my favorite, viewers of my content for sure. Auntie Ashcraft is in the chat and saying, I've never watched this either. She's seen Flavor of Love, but not the Charm School portion. Well, luckily for you, we are now including the links to the actual Charm School episodes in the show notes. So you should be able to see the episode 6 and next week's episode 7 in our show notes on YouTube and on Twitch. And even on the podcast feed, if you're audio listener only, then you can check that out as well in the show notes. Click that link and it should take you to the episodes. You should be able to watch it. And then that way you can follow along. I will go back. I have not retroactively done this yet, but I will go back and add the past episodes in as well so people can watch along, because this is it's a journey. It really is the start of, we saw Safari in episode 1 of Flavor of Love season 2, and she lasts about 13 minutes into the episode before she's getting carried out. But this episode puts all that into context even more, because when this is a person who says, I don't have a lot of stuff, and so the stuff that I do have, I need to protect because it's mine, and I can't allow people to take from me any more than that's already been taken from me. You understand why that woman is willing to fight somebody for a bed when you say there are a limited number of beds here, right? She really needs that opportunity to change her life, and she's not going to allow anybody to take it from her. So don't take her for her stuff, and don't hit her with flowers, and we wouldn't have to be in this position in the first place.
Absolutely. And we know why, the origin of it now. We're learning more about her.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's such a good moment. But Yeah.
I was going to say, this is kind of why. So the challenge is one of the TV shows. It's probably one of my favorite. And I think it's because I have grown up with all these characters. I watch The Real World. I watch Road Rules. I watch all episodes of the challenge. And so I've seen their evolution, right? You see CT on The Real World Paris, and he is a nightmare. And you see him like the beginning of the challenge, and he's, getting kicked off for punching people. But now, we've seen him evolve into like now he's a father and he has a son and a family. Like we've seen his development as a character, and I think that's why I'm starting to really, really like this show. Is because I knew them already, and now I'm getting to know them more. And if Safari's on something else, I know even more of her origin story, which is going to make me more rooting for her, or more willing to want to see her growth and how she moves through this world. So I think they're onto a really great formula. And I'm glad that it seems like they continue.
Yeah. And let's get into the challenge. So the challenge is actually who donates the most of their own clothes off their back, monetary value. That will be the people who are safe. And then everybody else is subject to come down to the carpet, as they say. But whoever comes down, they're coming down in pairs, in teams of 2. So Monique warns them that you have to be careful of who you choose. So Sapphira is already concerned because she knows she ain't got no money and she knows her stuff isn't that expensive. But her and Becky line up immediately. Buckwild's like, girl, I got you. And so the 2 of them are going to try to work this out. And Sapphira's tactic is, I'm just going to give away everything. If I sell everything, we only wear our charm school uniforms here anyway. So maybe hopefully we can win the challenge. And then later on, hope I win the money and I can replace some of this stuff. What did you think about this as a strategy?
I do the same. Like at this point, I'd probably maybe keep an outfit or 2. Like I would have brought a lot of clothes for sure.
Right.
But like if I didn't have a lot of clothes to bring and a lot of clothes to give, I would take her and be like, you know what, this is all I got. I'm gonna give everything I can. Maybe keep some pajamas and maybe a couple of undergarments. Like apparently people are giving their undergarments. I wonder if that was Sapphira.
They tried to, and they were told they cannot. We would learn one of the rules of giving or donating clothes to a thrift store is that they don't want anything that has discoloration or holes in it, or that's been directly on your private parts a lot of times. And so, that the underwear don't go very far. We've seen dirty underwear in the show before, Chantele. I don't know if you remember.
It was Shatar's. Right?
It was Shatar's underwear splayed out for everybody to see with some discoloration. So I wasn't surprised that we got a call back to that.
How did you know there was discoloration? Did you zoom in?
They said it was discoloration last time. Remember, they were saying they were dirty. I think they said it was discharge is what they saw in her underwear when they put it up there. But Shatar acted like it wasn't hers and just like ignored it. Which is why this will be a very tough episode for Shatar, amongst other things. She spends her money on couture only, and so she's worried about whether or not even these people would benefit from her luxury gowns, Chantele. So Shatar, aka Hottie, really thinks that because she has these expensive garments, she will be the one to win this. And her partner, Dara, is very happy to be working with her. Like that and Hottie are teamed up because Dara doesn't want to give away a lot of her clothes. She said, I don't have a lot of nice things. And so the stuff I do want to keep, I'm going to try to keep as much. Hottie's clothes will be more expensive and we will still win.
I think that Hottie might have a misunderstanding of what couture actually
means. You're still like, I don't think she actually knows.
Because we even hear at the end, the judge that I don't particularly like, didn't he say like polyester, is it couture or is it?
He did tell her that. Keith said that. Now, but again, it's Keith, so I don't know if Keith is saying like, no, ma'am, you actually tried to give away polyester and we looked at you crazy, or is Keith just being rude because he's like our Simon Cowell type?
Okay, he could be just being rude, but like it didn't seem like they were couture. It didn't, like the way that she was handling, like couture from my limited experience in the couture world. You kind of handle it with care. It's never like crumped up in a ball. Like it's always like going to be hung out. It's going to be steamed. It's going to be dry cleaned. It's never going to be in a crumpled like duffel bag. And so I just don't feel as though something that is couture, she's handling it like I would be handling something that was couture. But anyways, they could still have been expensive. but I guess whatever it wasn't materials that have a high resale value. Like you want things that are super like durable that people can wear every day. So just because it's not everybody that needs to go to secondhand stores are just looking for like a cool fashionable buy. Some people are actually doing it to put clothes on their back to go and do their day-to-day tasks. So you want jeans, you do want boots, you want jackets, you want long sleeve shirts, like you want the basics in very good condition. So kind of going to the couture route is like, okay, maybe they'll buy it if it's nice, but like you want to have, I'd say, more of an abundance of like the things that people actually need on a day-to-day basis.
No, great points. Now the problem is Shatara only wears couture. Chantele, that's all she wears, and so what are her
t-shirts?
Options?
She was wearing a t-shirt today. Okay.
What are her options? Oh my god. So also we have Shay and Larissa are teamed up because duh. And Shay is like, oh, we're gonna win this because I'm very into fashion and can tell you which brands people have, and she knows that her clothes are more expensive than everybody else's clothes. Now Shay is tapped in. She's naming these brands, but the brands that she's naming, even, it's like a lot of those are just like almost like defunct at this point, or not like, or like they were like,
remember them.
Yeah, I mean, me too, right? And it's crazy because it's like in the moment it was like this is the new pop it thing, but now it's like they're fine.
Well, I think that Seven and Citizens, I don't know if they still exist. Like I feel like there's like a Seven store now, though.
I think there's a Seven for All Mankind or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
because at the store that I worked at, we sold Seven jeans. Those jeans were $300. Like they were expensive jeans as well. Citizens were like, I feel like they're either like the same company or like a spinoff of Sevens. Like I feel like they might have been like a partner. He started his own brand of jeans, you know what I mean, and broke off from Seven. Like I feel like there was some sort of drama between those brands, but like those were expensive. Even I never wore True Religion because I didn't like all like the stuff on them personally. But I did own many a pair of Sevens and many a Citizens. They fit well. They did. I thought so.
So the thing is, if you take away the title, the brand name, they're just jeans.
Yeah.
There's nothing about these jeans that separate them from other jeans except for the label. And so when she says this, it's like, yes, in a vacuum, you spent a lot of money on these jeans, but jeans are jeans. You know, these jeans are not more durable than the next pair of jeans or whatever. These are designer brand jeans, but they are still jeans. And so her struggle is going to be, damn, you know, I've been keeping up with these fashion trends, you know, buying the things with the names on it, with the labels on it, but are they going to pay me the same amount that I would have spent on these things? And the answer is going to ultimately be no. We also have Laylene. I got to put my girl up on the screen. She got stripper clothes only, Chantele. She only has stripper clothes.
But you know, we haven't really seen her wear stripper clothes. So, like, what is
she's wearing?
That dress, that one dress that has the whole side cut out.
Yeah,
she should have sold that. I mean, she probably could have got $20.
You know, she probably only paid about like $30 for that too. Not to say that it looked cheap, but you know, those kind of like those material where it's just like we just cut a hole in it and called it a dress. That's basically what that was. And they sell those for a reason. They're cheap and they're body conscious. So they're like they make a statement, but they're not actually made out of anything good. And so I imagine that once they started to pull out Laylene's bags, because she had tons and tons of bags, that it was really hard to find anything that anybody would want to buy at a thrift store, you know?
Well, I do love thrifting at times because sometimes you can find these amazing articles that are priced as just basics. They don't take into consideration that it's Seven jeans or Citizens. And so like not to exploit people that actually need to have these stores to be able to survive. I do like, so here in Canada, we have Value Village, or also in Montreal, they call it Village des Valeurs. We have, what's the other normal one that everybody has? Salvation Army. Okay, yeah. You guys probably have that too, right?
Yeah.
And there's one more that I can't think of, but like I do sometimes take a little walk through, you know, see if you can find like a nice steal, find those UGG boots for $20.
Right.
Oops. Right. But like I do at times like take a look at a thrift store.
Yeah, my issue with thrift stores are always the same. It's like if I am donating something to you, I would expect you to then be selling it at a price where it is cheap and affordable for people who cannot afford it. I cannot donate something for you for you to go and then upcharge somebody for it, right? Like if I gave it to you for free, you need to be giving it away at free or close to free, right? Exactly. If I sell it to you, even if this is a thrift store and this is supposed to be marketed toward people who need to save money to buy these things, I also need you to be selling it at a way where people can buy it and afford it. Right. This is not for you to go and make profit off of unless you can tell me where the money is going. If this money is going to allow, I think Goodwill is a good example. They offer other services outside of just thrift stores and clothing to the community. So like you could go to job training or something like that at Goodwill. They have mock interviews that they do that can help you with your applications, or at least in theory they say they can, right? I've never used those services, but assuming those services are necessary or the money is necessary for those services, fine, charge a little bit more. But ultimately, if I am giving you something, donating to you something, or even selling you something, and you gonna take something that I paid $500 for and give me $20 for it, I bet not see you selling it for $25.
25 is fine because like they're probably
if you gave me 20 for it, you at least need to sell it for 20. I'll take 20, but 25. What about
if they wash it and stuff like that? So maybe like having
for like the maintenance.
The presenting of it. Like if it's because I feel like they do wash these things, right? These articles.
They should. Yeah, they do. I think that they are supposed to have like a laundry type of situation.
So a slight upcharge is for making it store ready. I can understand that. But I totally would kind of give it a side eye if I go and see my boots that I gave them for free being selling for an exorbitant amount of money. Yeah. That probably. I actually have a few bags to bring. That's another thing though that's frustrating is like I wish maybe they do and I just haven't looked into it properly, but I want them to come and pick up this from my house. It's
oh my God,
really,
please.
I got so much clothes that I will give you for free. Just take it from me.
Take them away.
Come.
I'm with you. I have bags of clothes that I'm going to donate these one day. And they just sit in my trunk sometimes for weeks at a time until one day I find myself like, wait, do you want these? Please. And the same thing with, like you said, come to my house. If you could come to my house, you might get extra stuff. I might be handing you stuff like reach and grab some
TV. I don't use it anymore. Like, want this couch? Like, I've been trying to think of I want to get rid of this couch and get a new one, but it's just so annoying to get rid of it. So I'm like, I'll keep it for now. Like, get your stuff and you can have it all. This
stuff. No, I agree.
Is this a new business idea?
I mean, yeah, like I'll come pick up your stuff and take it. Yeah, I'll come get it. Yeah, no, I think it's fair. So yeah, we have Laylene and Pumpkin working together, aka Brooke, and Brooke is like, yeah, whatever. She has a lot of clothes. I thought it would be worth anything, but a lot of it's not. Like a rhinestone thong is not going to sell well at the thrift store.
That she brought that to charm school, a rhinestone.
Girl, what did you think you was gonna use that for?
I don't know.
She's like, maybe the challenge was going to be a little bit something else. She was going to be able to pull out, like, I got my secret weapon here, my rhinestone thong.
Yeah, maybe it's a different type of charming people with the other rhinestone.
She said, charm school. I thought you meant. So eventually the women are all trying to strategize. And I think it lands on Laylene being like, look, a lot of my stuff is not going to make any money, but I do have something else I can give away. It's my mom's wedding ring or engagement ring. My mom has passed away. We find out she passed away from cancer. And Laylene's like, I have made peace with losing my mom. The rings are not benefiting me at all. It's sadly just a keepsake. But I need to be able to give away something that will keep me and Brooke safe this week from elimination. And so she floats the idea of giving away this ring. And Brooke Pumpkin is immediately like, no, not letting you do that. What did you think about the moment?
I was proud of Brooke for like actually, saying like, hey, we don't need to do this. I don't need you to do this to stay in this competition. Like, I was like, of course, Brooke wants to win. She wants to be there. But I like the fact that she was like putting her foot down and being like, no, you don't need to do this. You don't need to go to this far. I was actually worried that was going to backfire on her. right? Because like sometimes like, you know, these seemingly these moments that are seemingly like, oh, just from the goodness of my heart or whatever, they might be like, oh, you just did that to stay in the competition. Like, I was like, oh my God, like I really hope that she doesn't give this away in the hopes that it's going to give her a lot of money so she can get the win here. And then they turn it around and like smack her in the face with it being like, you shouldn't give something that meant something like to you. But I was worried, but they didn't. So
no, that's a good point, because last week's episode it was, oh, if you buy this perfume, we'll give it to charity. And then the show immediately was like, okay, so we're deducting that from you, right? We're not going to allow you to like try to utilize this moment for your personal gain, right? Because you're not actually giving the money to charity. You're just trying to win this challenge. And so it seems like it's on a good place in your heart, but it's really just you being calculating. We kind of saw the same thing when that team picked like that / Dara as the model. They're like, oh, Monique's gonna love that. She's gonna love it because like, and it's like, no, you didn't make her look good, and you didn't give yourself the best opportunity to win. So very much could have backfired if they wanted to be like, this is not you giving away something from like, what if like deep down these rings mean nothing to Laylene, right? She didn't have a good relationship with her mom, and these is just rings. But no, this felt like this really was from the heart, and she wanted to make a stance, and she told Brooke to, you know, respect my wishes. I'm going to make this decision, and I am. And I think on the flip side, you have Safari doing a similar thing. Safari's giving away all her clothes. They could look at it being like, girl, you don't really think that, you know, you're going to give away all your clothes, and now all of a sudden we're just going to crown you the winner because you gave, like, why would you give away every single article of clothes? You need to have something else to live in. You know, is it a smart decision to make that? Just because you can give something, should you give something? You know, so this could have gotten way more nuanced than it was. But I'm happy that both these women were able to do something that for someone else, even if it was at their immediate expense, and it was not guaranteed that it would pay off.
Exactly. And that's the worry that I had, just because they were both like so they needed it so badly. They're trying so hard. They're doing everything that they could. I was worried that it was going to backfire on them. I was also worried, we'll talk about it shortly, but like with Safari's emotional breakdown.
Oh, yes.
I was worried. If you want to tally that up and we can talk about it, because like I was worried for her.
Yeah, so they get to the out of the closet store. And it's obviously a resale store. And immediately they're trying to sell their things, and we see the kind of energy they're getting. And this is tell as old as time. For anybody who sold anything back to a retail store or something like that, whatever you bought for it, you're not getting it. The moment when you bought it, it was brand new, not, you know,
appreciated. Like,
the moment you purchased it, it like a car going off the lot, you know, it depreciates in value. The moment you wear it, it becomes almost useless as far as like if anybody else is going to pay full price. I buy a ton of shoes. You know this about me. And immediately after I buy the shoes, I know I can't sell them for the amount of that I bought them for. Or people will buy them.
Unless you get famous.
Yeah, unless I get famous, in which case.
I wonder now if the woman that bought Safari's boots is gonna be like, whoa.
Yeah. Now them boots will probably mean a lot when she sees the show air too, right? Because I think in the moment she probably doesn't know what the hell is going on. But I buy a lot of boots. I mean, shoes, boots. I buy a lot of shoes, and boots included. But, you know, when I get ready to sell them, I know they're not going to go for that much. And I'm not actually expecting them at that much. Like at that point, it's me. I want to get rid of these things, and I will take whatever money I can feasibly get from them. And so these stores are going to treat you like that as well. These are donations that we are going to give you money for. But the challenge here is giving. It's not making money. It is how much are you willing to even part with? And so now the person who gives the most money will be immune, but being willing to part with it will be beneficial for you as well. You know, Monique kind of alludes to that. So they basically shut down all of Laylene's stripper clothes because it's got a lot of, you know, it's been worn, but also it's not really something that people want to buy from you know, a consignment store or something like that. But she does have those rings. She pulls them out, and she is able to sell that engagement ring for $90, which, you know, engagement rings also lose their value very quickly, right? They're purchased, you know, very expensive for a specific person for a specific reason. And then the moment you are giving that thing back, it's not the same ring as it was when you first bought it.
No, like that's trauma.
Yeah.
Heartbreak. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Like,
No, seriously.
but it's definitely not. It's not when you give back the ring. It's not. It's definitely not the same light as when you purchased it.
Right.
Engagement ring, anyways.
And this is an heirloom as well, right? This is her mom's former engagement ring, so it probably does not have the same feel for like emotional value that Laylene would have for something like that. Now, I'm not a sentimental person when it comes to like items. That's not a thing. Like I don't hold on to stuff because it reminds me of somebody or something like that. I like a lot of pictures. People know this about me. I do like to collect photos of me and my friends. Yeah, but like having a thing doesn't really wouldn't affect me as much. So I could kind of see myself parting with something like this as well. What about you?
Yeah, well, I feel bad because I'm definitely not super sentimental. Like I can connect and be empathetic with like a Safari situation and stuff like that. Or even Laylene's situation here. Like I can empathize, but it just wouldn't be me. I just don't. Yeah, I don't. I would give. I'd sell the ring. I'm sorry. Don't give me nothing that you don't want me to sell. Like if it came to it, like.
Yeah.
It's just I feel bad that I don't feel bad enough, but I'm not that sentimental either.
Thundercats does point out that, the gold and gems and stuff that rolls with market value. So like monetarily, it has the same value for sure. Like if you are selling it to like a gold shop, or if you're selling like the diamonds to somebody who can like look at it and appraise it for what it's worth. But I used to watch that show Pawn Stars. Or like the, stuff like that where, where they would go to the pawn shop and they would try to sell this stuff. And you would see, how quickly some people would look at jewelry and they would appraise it real quick and just like lowball you or, and things like that. And those are people who deal with jewelry on a regular basis. This place is probably just happy to get some jewelry because it looks like it's primarily a clothing store. I think you got to take it back to somebody who's going to appreciate the value of what you have. Right. And I don't think this store was ever going to appreciate the value of an engagement ring.
100%. Like there's other kind of secondhand stores that would, like consignment stores specifically. I'm sorry, Ashley. I'm sorry. It's the Aquarius in me. I'm just not that sentimental about things. You can have anything. You take it. It's fine. Like I can get another one or whatever. It's like cool. Like I understand that people are they hold on to emotional things, but this has never been me. I'm sorry. Still love me, please. But like, yes, definitely $90 is a pretty good amount considering the store was like giving like $5 or nothing to most of the people's items. But I think that she could have gotten more money if she had brought it to like a consignment or somewhere that handled other objects other than just clothing.
Yeah, for sure. So Laylene says the commandment was about generosity, and so she wanted to be generous, and I think she does. Now Shay is trying to sell her stuff, and Shay's interaction with everybody in these moments is like, oh, well, these are 7 jeans, then they cost $200, and they're like, okay, well, we'll give you 15. And she's like, wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I said these are 7 jeans. What do you mean you're going to give me $15? And they're like, all right, well, what's this? Oh, this is a BB shirt. Okay, well, we'll give you $5 for that. I'm sorry. You're not listening. This is BB. And I'm like, oh, this is not going well for Shay at all.
No, not at all. I understood where she was coming from because like, you correlate name brands and price to value, but at these stores, they're looking for the functionality, right? It functions as a t-shirt.
Is it a shirt?
What other than it being a shirt? If all shirts are $5, why the fact that it has a tag that says BB on it is it going to be more expensive? Like at a place where all shirts are $5. You know what I mean? So I can understand her like kind of grappling with like value versus name brands and like what she's actually placing the value in. It's not the functionality, but it's actually what the clout and the esteem that it gives you for wearing it, but it actually has nothing to do with functionality and necessity. So it was an interesting lesson she was learning and we were watching her learn.
It's a really deep conversation to have, in an episode of Charm School. Like we got Safari talking about how something that you put value in, you think it gives you value. And then when people don't value it, it feels like they're not valuing you. And so Shay has put so much value in, I have these name brands. Thus it makes me, better than these other people. The first thing she tells us in this episode was, oh, I knew I was going to win because I have the most expensive stuff here. Like, Okay, but what does that do for you? Nothing. It just, your shirts have a better name tag on them than Safari's shirts have a better name tag on them. But when you enter this store where people just need shirts, your shirts and her shirts are the same. And so, this is so deep. Put my sociology hat on to have this conversation about charm school. So Shay and Larissa are they're on the ropes a little bit, but she's still selling a lot of stuff. Shatar brings in her red carpet gowns, as we find, and we will hear that these gowns are from the red carpet, but they're not in the best condition, and they don't want to give her any money for her couture.
Mm-hmm. Couture. The fact that they kept on saying like this has a funny smell, a funny aroma, a funny odor. I'm just like, what did it smell like? Why isn't she not bringing them clean clothes? Like, that's another thing too. If you want to sell something, you kind of have to bring them in a condition that is if it's an iron shirt, it will maybe go for a little bit more than a crinkled up shirt, even if it's the same shirt. If the presentation of it will change the outcome of the value that people might perceive of it. And so if you're going to bring a damn like dress, it can't smell. Oh, I know. That wig, boy.
What? Look,
it's a weave, but like still.
It's a lot. I mean, the first thing the man says is, well, it has a weird smell to it. Like that's not going to play well. I think another person we heard have this kind of a similar conversation, and she's going to be a little bit topical here, is Crazy. When Shatara steals Crazy's dress at the beginning of the season, Crazy's like, my family spent their good hard-earned money to buy me those dresses, and it's BCBG. Oh my God. Like I can't just let you, like, I can't just be missing my BCBG dress. Like, it's so expensive. I was like, girl, it's BCBG. Like, here in 2020, 2026, nobody cares. Right? Nobody cares. But in the moment, BCBG, she was that girl in her BCBG dress. So it's different.
I don't know if I ended up telling you like that episode when we were talking about it, because I don't think I've seen a store, and I did look it up, and I don't know if I told you, but they had recently just closed down like 60 shops across Canada. Oof. So like in the 2000s, but like, or the 2020s, I can't remember which year now, but like, so we did have BCBG stores, but they have gone bankrupt and they have all been shut down in Canada. So we do not have any more BCBG stores. But they sometimes have a warehouse sale, and they have good shoes sometimes.
Also, I need to point out Mel Hooker in the chat. She she was saying they pronounced BB baby. So funny. Then also on their team, fighting for their lives, is Dara. Dara is like trying to upsell everything. Like, oh, you want to give me 15? I'll take 20, 25. She's like, I'm from New York. This is what we do. She's not wrong. People from New York do that. I'm sorry. I'm from the South. Sometimes we just say, yep, I guess that's what we'll take. Like, we're just like very much like, all right, that's, but look, haggling with a New Yorker is like nothing else that I've ever seen in my life. Like, they go to bat, they go to war. Okay. And she was ready.
I mean, I like getting a good deal. I never stop at your first offer. Like, that's
you never stop at
we
your first
learned
offer.
that in Clueless. Have you seen Clueless?
I've seen Clueless. What, are you kidding me? What am I gonna tell my grandkids?
That's what I have sentimental value towards Clueless. The fact that I've seen Clueless,
you can't take Clueless from us. Yeah.
But like, he just saying, like, her dad said that never stop, that the grades are the first starting point for negotiation. So like never settle for your first offer. That's the jumping point. That's where you begin. I'm always like, when people, like right now, the airline I'm working for, we're in negotiations. And I'm like telling everybody, like, no matter if you think it's the best possible contract on the planet, this is what they're willing to give you. That means they're willing to give you more. That means
they give you more.
Yeah, they will give you more than that. Say no.
They will give you more.
So I do like the art of negotiation, because like I know that you could always get better than the starting point, and you might as well take a risk, because what's the point with not trying?
No, I agree. So yeah, that is that's her. She's fighting for her life. I will issue a retraction for Mr. Roybot in the chat. She's not from New York. She's from Jersey. So she's like, listen, she can't sit with us. So yeah, she's not getting a lot for her stuff either, but she's trying to make it happen. Now we get to the main event here. It's Becky and Safari, and Safari is trying to sell her stuff, but a lot of it is just not resellable, you know, because it's not the most expensive stuff. It's also not the best quality, I think, as well. She's worn it. It's very worn. And so they're like, hey, we can only give you so much for this. So the stuff that she does have, that she does put a lot of value in, the expensive stuff like her Ugg boots that we will find out about, she bought them for $200. They were probably worth more than that when she bought them. Knowing how Safari is, she probably has figured out a way to get those for cheap, and they only want to give her $50 immediately for the boots. $50 for the $200 boots is bad.
No, okay, for
yes.
the person, but like a $50 for a pair of boots, that's
$50 for a pair of boots is great. Great.
I don't know if they can sell the boots for $50, right?
Right. I think they end up selling them for less than that, actually. So yeah, she gets $50 for these boots, and it's making her feel like her worth is being questioned because she put so much of her self-worth into the ability to purchase these boots. It's something that she paid a lot for, so she covets it and she holds it to a high esteem, and she probably takes care of it. And now you have Keith there being like, you know, hey, you can decide if you want to donate it or not, but the price is the price. You know, you don't have to part with this. So be cognizant that no one is telling you to sell your stuff for $50. And if you don't want to, you don't have to. But this is really, really bothering her. And I totally understand.
Because if you place a lot of value in material things, and I'm not saying this to preach, it's just like a fact, like if it's attached to your worth is attached to those things, and someone is devaluing something that you attach to your worth, it's going to be an attack at you, and you're going to feel a type of way. You're being like, I'm only worth $20. I'm only worth that. Like it's you, and you end up making it about yourself, unfortunately, and your self-worth. And so she was really going through it. She might need to speak to one of the podcasters I listen to is called say, go see the lady. Go see the lady.
Go see the lady. Go lay on the couch. Go lay on the couch. Talk to the lady. She will eventually go talk to Monique. So that's kind of like talking to the lady, right?
Even though I'm still side-eyeing Monique from what we learned last week. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I have a problem with her. You know?
Yeah, we're looking at her crazy. Okay. So she's not taking this well, and she's so offended by the lack of worth that they are finding in her things. And she thinks they're even laughing at their financial situation. The guy behind the counter, I think he was fascinated with Safari's kind of like mental journey that she was going on. Like there were moments where he's like, I can give you $50 for this. And she kind of like, are you serious? And I think her reaction was a little over the top. And so it's causing him to laugh, which is causing her to believe that he's laughing at her situation, right? He does not know the ins and outs of her financial situation, but this really pushes her. She breaks off into tears. She storms off. She goes and like hides behind the racks of clothes and starts to weep. Very much Rachel Riley hiding in the bush crying, right? You know, where you're having a breakdown, cameras are all around, you don't know where you can go. And, you know, honestly, it's kind of reminded me of Pootie. You remember Pootie in season 2 of in Flavor of Love.
Conversation.
It's the same exact conversation. It's, yeah, I am poor and I don't want you laughing at me for being poor. And so I need to get away from the camera so I can have a moment and gather myself, because this is the thing that I have to deal with every day, and y'all are making light of it for TV. And it's so hard to watch.
It really is. And Auntie over here is also saying, like, agreeing with like the fact of being poor and working really hard for something, and then it just being completely devalued. And so like I understand like why the correlation is happening. And it's so sad. And
when you finally find your thing, you want the whole world to know about that thing. So you use a thing called Canva to make it an even bigger and better thing. Whether you want to create flyers for that thing, make presentations for that thing, or design merch for that thing, you can do anything. So people can see your thing, feel your thing, love your thing. The next thing you know, it's a thing. Canva, the thing that makes anything a thing.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. The Four Seasons is back for season 2, starring Tina Fey, Will Forte, Coleman Domingo, Marco Calvani, Carrie Kenny Silver, and Erica Henningsen. After a difficult year, your favorite group of friends continues their tradition of vacationing together, now with a baby in tow. From the Jersey Shore to upstate New York and Italy, their getaways are sure to take unexpected turns where comedy ensues. Watch The Four Seasons May 28th, only on Netflix.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. You know those friends who support your preference for podcasts over music on road trips? That's the energy State Farm brings to insurance. With over 19,000 local agents, they help you find the coverage that fits your needs, so you can spend less time worrying about insurance and more time enjoying the ride. Download the State Farm app or go online at statefarm.com. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The road to the NBA Finals ends here, with star guard setting the tone. The Cavs eye another upset, while the Knicks carry the dreams of all of New York. The Eastern Conference Finals continue on ESPN and ABC.
This episode is brought to you by Ferrero. Soccer's biggest stage is approaching, and Ferrero is making it easy to go all in. Pick any 2 Ferrero brands from Kinder Bueno to Ferrero Rocher, and you could win the $1 million grand prize, plus an exciting range of daily and weekly prizes. Don't miss your shot. Official rules apply. Learn more at goallinandwin.com.
Chronic migraine is 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more.
Botox, onabotulinum toxin A, prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine before they start. It's not for those with 14 or fewer headache days a month. It prevents on average 8 to 9 headache days a month versus 6 to 7 for placebo.
Prescription Botox is injected by your doctor. Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, including ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
Why wait? Ask your doctor, visit BotoxChronicMigraine.com, or call 1-800-44-BOTOX to learn more.
I felt for Safari so much this episode. I hopefully she wins so that she can have.
Oh, like, look at you! You're like, okay, I'm all in on Safari.
Safari, it's all you, girl. Well, it started to look that way. You know what I mean? Like, as much as I love Larissa and Boots, but you know they're a little bit shady here, and I don't know. Do I want the shady Boots to win? I don't know. Laylene, I think, deserves the win-ish, but like she doesn't. So like this episode, she did show a lot of heart and a lot of like, I'm doing this, but she hasn't really shown that much of really, really wanting to be there. Brooke, like her winning wouldn't be that satisfying for sure. Who else is left? Is that it?
Well, we have to talk about because we have to talk about the other person who was holding it down for Safari the entire time. It is Becky Buck Wild and
Wild.
And Chantele, I know, look, we've had our issues with Buck Wild in the past.
She's a star,
baby. she held it down for Safari in this episode so well. You can tell that they are friends. You can tell. Because when Safari was having her moment, she didn't flip out on Safari for crying. She didn't yell. She didn't call her all kinds of names. She said, I thought what she was doing was very self-centered, and it really was, because the two of them need to stay off the carpet. But Becky, she pushes through. She sells her stuff. She tries to make as much money as they can. And her doing that kind of reminds Safari, no, this is a team effort, and I'm leaving her out to dry. I need to come over and talk to her and see, like, hey, if I can help. And so, yeah, I thought that Becky did such a good job in this episode.
I tried to stop this from happening, but like I didn't get a chance. But Auntie asked how many seasons of Charm School, and then I saw the answer. I know there's more.
Oh yeah, Mr. Roybot. Mr. Roybot saying there's 3 seasons of Charm School. Now that's if Mr. Roybot is being honest about that. We shall see. Yeah.
Okay, because Auntie, I don't know anything about this universe and what's to come, where we're going next. It's all I'm watching this for the first time. Everything's unfolding, and so I don't know that there's going to be another Charm School, or we're watching everything kind of in order as it came on air in the early 2000s. So maybe Charm School might not be the next school that like episode or season that we cover. Not sure. If there's another season, okay. Anyway,
I've already alluded to you that there is something called Ricky Lake Charm School coming at some point. I think we've talked about that just in passing. I won't tell you what that is or what it means, but that is a thing. So yeah, there are at least 2 seasons of Charm School, maybe 3 if Mr. Robot is correct, but we will get to all of that later on. Auntie, yeah. So the point here is that we have Chantele going through spoiler free. So she does not know if we will ever see these people again. And it sounds like neither does Auntie Ashcraft. So Auntie, okay. You gotta go catch up.
Ashley and Justin, I know who you are.
Yes.
Come
catch up.
The journey. Catch up. You only have 6 episodes to watch. Next Sunday, we will be doing episode 7, and then you can easily get up to date. These episodes are like 43 minutes.
Easy peasy.
And if you need the links, we got you. Okay, so
we got you.
And if you don't know what's coming, you can enjoy it like I'm enjoying it. But back to what you're asking me about Book Wild.
What'd you think of
final question?
Well, you were talking about your winner contenders. You didn't think this was a good episode for Buckwild.
I just forgot. Like, I was really enthralled in Safari. I think it was a very good episode and like, I even got emotional when Buckwild was like, I'm just gonna let it be. I'm like, okay, here, we'll take it. And you're just like, we'll take it. And like, she's just like holding it down for her. And I was like, she crying. And, like, because she was like being strong for her friend, allowing her to act and not allowing it to completely potentially, tear down the entire what they've been doing together as a team. And I think that Becky doing that, it allowed Sapphire to be like, whoa, wait, okay, hold on, this is my friend here, she's holding it down for me, I need to show up here for her. And she came and she just like sucked it up, and she went and like, stood and like was able to like take whatever they're willing to give her for her things. I was like, what a moment.
No, it's good. It's really good. It's really good. And it's for, if you look at Buck Wild, even as a character, this is not something we would see from her if we were only basing her off of Flavor of Love season 2, right? We knew her as the girl who was out here with the black scent. But now that we've seen her interacting with these girls outside of, looking for love for Flavor of Love, look at her go, right? Like, as much as I was annoyed at Becky and constantly annoyed at Becky sometimes, how can you not root for her in this moment, right? Because Safari's acting like this is unique to Safari. All of these women find their worth in the things that they have, right? They're all parting with things that matter to them. You don't get to be the only one just because you feel like I'm the brokest, I can have the biggest reaction. Yeah. You don't get to do that. You don't get to just like opt out and just go cry and weep and then let Buck Wild lose the challenge. Come back and sell your stuff. You said you wanted to part. You put all that stuff in the bags. Now put up or shut up, and I'm so proud of both of them. I'm proud of all of them, honestly, that gave, but I'm so proud of both of them for being able to push through in this moment.
Me too. I might say something, but I don't mind giving things away, especially because like I've had to move across the country so many times. I'm like, get rid of it. Okay, let's go. Like, get rid of it. I don't remember. I wonder if they could have had like Mary Kondo come in and being like, does this bring you joy?
Yeah. Does this bring you joy? Do you need this to feel good about yourself? And if so, that's a deeper conversation.
Much deeper, but maybe like season 2, Mary Kondo like at the charity episode.
Yeah, so she does end up selling her boots, the boots that she spent the rent money on, and before the bus even leaves, somebody buys her boots for $20, and she just kind of has to be like, okay, she asked the woman about him. She's like, I bought these boots. They're Uggs. The lady was proud of it. Like, I bought these Uggs, it's a fire. It's like, fine, like I have to let it go. So there is so when they get home, there is a moment of controversy that I will talk about here. Because Dara, aka Like That, she says, I was so moved by what Safari did that I decided to open my bags and tell Safari that she could have whatever she wanted from me. Anything that like I had extra over. I have some tops that you can fit, girl. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. And she says, this is for her because I saw her giving away all her stuff. How did you feel about Like That making this decision? Because Safari did not take this well.
I thought it was so nice in the beginning. I was like, oh, that's nice. Like I wasn't really thinking of it as Dara didn't really give that much away. That's why she had so much stuff. I thought that they didn't value her stuff. And like, there's a lot of like no sale, $0. So I thought that she just brought back a bunch of stuff that they didn't want to buy. And she was wanting to share it, just be like, hey man, like if you need anything, my closet's yours. Like you're willing to open it. I'm opening it to you. I saw what I thought. And so I originally thought it was a kind moment. I still do, but I understand how Safari took it as her being her treating her as charity, and she did not appreciate that. I get it.
Yeah. So this is a good conversation because Ashley is in the chat like, oh, kind of like agreeing with you that like, hey, this sounds good. And I think at first glance it does. Now, here's what happens. Safari, knowing that these people had the opportunity to give away all their clothes and to sell their clothes or whatever, she gave away every item that she could for money. She's like, okay, well, if you could give me clothes, why didn't you sell them? The goal was to give. The goal was to give. The challenge was to give. The commandment is thou shalt give, and to have all these clothes left over that you can now give away. Safari's like, so now you're charitable? You could have been charitable earlier, but you didn't. You actually made some money off of it and kind of and won a challenge. But you didn't want to part with anything. But now all of a sudden, I have now moved you to where you want to give. It feels to me like you're trying to have a TV moment, like that you were willing to give away more stuff. You decided not to, and now these things that you really don't care about that much, you're willing to part with me. She don't like it at all. And I think she's making a valid
more like a boring situation, I would think, right? Like you could, did she say you could have it or you could borrow it? You could wear it.
She said you could have, yeah. And so I agree on both sides, right? Like I agree that Like That could be trying to do something that is nice and out the kindness of her heart. But if she was going to do something nice out of the kindness of her heart, there was a whole entire challenge for that. And you decided not to. And now all of a sudden your heart is opened back up for Safari. And she's like, don't make me the charity, the face of your charitable giving. You could have just gave.
No, I see Safari's point because like, but also though, like I can imagine, like say Like That. So she didn't give everything that she could for this challenge. There are things that she held on to. Her maybe seeing how much Safari was willing to give up. Maybe that did instill a little bit more charity within her. And if she had the opportunity to do the challenge again, maybe she would have given more seeing what Safari did. And so maybe to make herself feel better that she did not give everything that she could, she wanted to give to Safari in that moment. But I could see how Safari could take it as a negative way, and that maybe she's just doing it just to look like the better person or whatnot. But I still think that from how it sounded and how it felt when I watched it for the first time, I feel like she was coming from a good place. It did not seem to me like she was being disingenuous about it.
I agree. I think she was giving it, but I also agree that Safari could take it however she wanted. Yep. And I think that in that moment, if Like That was like, oh my God, I should have gave more, and now I want to do that for Safari, she's not doing that for Safari. She's doing that for herself. Like you said, to make herself feel better about her lack of giving earlier.
Yeah.
So this is a moment where the intention is not, the result that we get here, right? Like she intended to do something nice. Even if it was to make herself feel better, it was going to benefit Safari. But for Safari, she's like, I don't want to be the face of your charity. You are not going to get a gold star moment from me when you had an opportunity to give. When you were told to give, you couldn't do it. But now all of a sudden, when we back at the house, oh, let me kind of get some browning points for doing this thing for Safari. Like you could have been did that. You know, you didn't have to do that for Safari. So she takes it offensively. And I think that both answers could be correct at the same time. I don't think you can make Safari feel like this was something that was done for her benefit when like that had every opportunity to benefit charity and did not. So yeah, it's tough. And then Ash is saying maybe she wasn't going to do it for the TV challenge, but she changed her mind. Exactly. She wasn't going to do it for TV, but then she did it for TV outside of the challenge, you know? And so the question is, are these people doing this because they wanted to give? Are they doing this because they wanted browning points? Did she want browning points or did she want to give? And I
think she wanted to feel better about the fact that Safari was willing to give more than she was. And so she was trying to make herself feel better.
Yeah, I agree. So people are asking also, this is just a aside. What do you think about Uggs for men, Chantele?
No,
I
don't like this. Do you own a pair of Uggs, Chappell?
Chantele, you know.
So why are you giving me that face and then you're asking me like no? If you make that face, then you know the answer is no.
Well, it was just like, well, why is that? Let's unpack.
I don't even know. Well, okay, so I like on TV sets, the set slippers that you get, or you get like usually like a jacket and a coat that you put over top of your wardrobe, and you get a pair of set shoes that are always a pair of Uggs. And both men and women do get these Uggs, but the men never take them home. The women usually take them home, like, and they're like the stars of the show. So I'm not sure why. I'm trying to figure out as I talk about it. I'm not sure why. Do you have an idea?
Well, so the only stance I have on Uggs is that I don't ever have, like, I don't personally wear any type of, like, I wear sports shoes, right? Or cowboy boots. That's what I wear. Every now and then I would pull out a Timberland, but that's like a statement piece. But for the most part, like, I don't wear like leisure shoes. It's just not like to me, that's what an Ugg boot is. I'm from the South, so boots in general are not something like, unless it's a cowboy boot, it's a little warm for that, you know. Like I said, every now and then the occasional Timberland. But I was always told that Ugg boots were originally not a women's only brand anyway. It was more like menswear anyway, and it just became like once the women's brand took off, you know, the women's like design of Uggs took off, and so it's kind of like it has now become like the primary way people will look at how wearing Uggs. But like, so to me, I'm kind of like, well, if it was a boot that's designed for men to wear it, let men wear it. It's just not for me.
Is it? I'm trying to. Maybe it's the shape. It's not. That's what I would consider to be a masculine shape. Is that what it, we're unpacking.
I mean, maybe. Yeah. Look, again,
like it's kind of like around.
I think it's just I don't have a strong opinion about Ugg boots in general, right? And I think to me that I could take or leave Ugg boots. I could take or leave Crocs. It's just not my style. I've never worn a pair of Crocs or Uggs.
Sorry, I'm just reading Mel's comments. Could it be that other than with cowboy boots, I've never seen like a high boot that goes over pants on men?
Yeah. The cowboy boot is like, and honestly, as a Texan, cowboy boots go under pants. You know, like we do not wear them over pants.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah. Like that's just not how. Again, that's a Texan thing, though. I don't know about everywhere. You know, I don't know if that's like it's just regional, but I know that
maybe I've only seen on women that wear the cowboy boots over the jeans. Maybe
it's such a funny question. I mean, and that's the thing too, right? Like it's just like that's just not the way cowboys would wear the boots. Is over they would be under the jeans. Now, and it's cleaner and it's dressier. Now people will wear them on the with your boots. With your pants tucked in your boots, but that's for like work boots. That's so you don't mess up your pants. That is not so you can show off the boot. It's a functional decision. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how that works.
Why couldn't you have that function with the Ugg boots?
I don't know. I've never, like I said, I don't know much about Ugg boots in general. Like it's not a boot that like I wear Jordan brand sneakers, Jordan brand slide shoes if I have to go outside in the slides, and then I wear cowboy boots. That's it. 3 brands of shoes I have.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, originally Ugg boots were made as it's like an outdoor slipper. So it's like if you're doing any outdoor household work, it's an outdoor slipper that you'd put on would be your Ugg boots. So I don't know if that means anything, but that's what I heard that its original function was.
Yeah, and then I don't know if they have like a winter boot version of that. Like, yeah, okay. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I don't really know. So interesting. Well, maybe we'll come back to that later on as we explore more seasons of these shows.
I'm just thinking of like because you're always asking me like dating questions. I'm like, would I go on a second date with a man
with a man wearing Ugg boots? Interesting. Again, you don't need to answer that right now. You don't need to answer that right now, but we'll revisit that. Yeah. So they are brought in. Oh, needless to say, Safari did not take this lightly at all. She flips out and she's yelling at Dara like, if you wanted to give, if you were so charitable, why didn't you just give? Dara's like, I want to give to you right now. And she's like, I don't care. You should have gave to them when they were told to give. They are yelling. She's doing her I'm fit for the Crenshaw type rant, like her favorite rant. Dara's like, you don't know me, you don't know where I've been, you don't know what I've been through. They're going back and forth. Eventually, like they are like, she's calling her all kinds of names, fake ass, fake fat ass. And Dara is like, I've been called worse. And she's like, fake ass bitch, fake fat ass, so it's getting real.
Dara does say in her confessional that like she has an angry side.
She does.
Like I kind of, not that I want to see it, but like I kind of wish we saw it,
And I think we didn't because I think she also kind of like there is truth to what Safari is saying. I think that's why Dara isn't just like, well, fuck you too. I think it really, because Dara at the beginning of the episode, the confessional we get is, I don't want to sell most of my stuff. Like that is basically what she starts off with. So for her to not want to sell her stuff and then to magically start to have a heart to give, it does like raise some questions at the very least. I'm not going to question her too much because, hey, I thought it was a nice gesture, but Safari doesn't have to take it that way. So Monique rounds the girls up and gives them the results. Dara and Shatar sell $641 worth of stuff. Becky and Safari, $868 worth of stuff. Laylene and Brooke, $823 worth of stuff. And Larissa and Shay, $871. And they win the challenge. So good on Larissa and Shay and all their BB and Bebe and BCBG and 7 Jeans. They won the challenge, Chantele.
They won it. That ring, that golden ring.
It
worked.
Well, that's the thing. The golden ring worked. Laylene giving that ring at the last minute, puts an extra $90 into the pot for her and Brooke. And so they go from $823 to over $900, making them the winners and completely just taking the wind out of Larissa and Shay's sails. They are so sad because they just knew they had won with all of Shay's expensive stuff. And now the winner gets to go on a shopping spree to Forever 21. And another heartbreaking moment is Safari being like, and this is just more reinforcement that, doing nice things for people just doesn't work out for you.
No, I was surprised that they didn't end up winning because I thought that was going to be the whole lesson of the episode. But then also it didn't surprise me that they at the same time, because they didn't have as many things to be able to sell for sure. I felt bad for Safari because she probably felt as though it was all for nothing. Like she gave it all away and she didn't even win the challenge. But she gets what she deserves later, so it's good.
Yeah, it is a comp, Ash, but at the same time, they did sell it directly to a consignment store. Those clothes were being bought while they were there. So,
she's trying to figure out what's going on in the episode. So she says like, okay, in teams, okay, the ring icon. Yeah. Okay, guys, is this actually for charity or is it comp? Like, I think she's just trying to like, what's happening?
Yeah, no,
it's a competition. They're in pairs. They had to donate their clothes that they came with into the house, selling it to a store. And whichever team got the most amount of money is going to be able to get a prize, and they're also going to be safe from elimination this episode. But they're going to be eliminating a full team, so 2 people will be going this episode.
Yeah, and Laylene and Brooke get to choose another team to go on a shopping spree as well. But we get some sound bites about our winners here. I want to highlight, of course, the one from Larissa where she says, yeah, she's shocked that stripper clothes is even worth that much. And unless she gave them a blowjob, damn crack whore. That's the quote.
Whoa! I need that on a t-shirt. How many t-shirts? We should be making soundbite t-shirt, Chappell.
We should, because the sound bite that I want the shirt of comes from this very episode, and we've yet to get there.
Okay, but we should we really should.
We should do that. We should definitely do that.
Like a drop shipping store of all the best lines of these shows.
Oh my God! I wonder will we get sued?
No, because it's just
there's no way we could get sued, right?
Well, is it a suing thing? You can tag the person. No, maybe not. Just like the line. Do you have copyright over these things?
I don't know if they
unless they did copyright it.
I don't think so. I think we should be fine. I think we can do this. I think we can do that.
And I mean, ask for forgiveness.
Right. We'll figure it out. We'll get the money back, maybe. Right? Yeah. Or they'll have to come get it from me. Or I'll send the money to you and you're in Canada and they can't get you.
They can't get me.
They can't get you. Yeah. So Brooke and Laylene are going on the shopping spree and they have to pick another team to go with them. And congratulations. They are going to pick the one team that congratulated them for winning. And that was Shatar and Dara. And so Hottie is going to go on a Forever 21 shopping spree. And where is she going to buy her couture clothes if she's at Forever 21, Chantele?
She still likes it, though. She was very excited. But there's definitely no couture in Forever 21. I wonder how much money they got to spend, though.
I would like to know that too. Forever 21 as a place, how would you feel if you were offered a Forever 21 shopping spree? I guess now versus 2007.
Well, I still thought it was cheap 2007, but I'd be happy in general because you need basic stuff.
Free.
Right?
I love free. We love free.
I'll be like, oh, I would never bother buying this, but I will now. So I'd probably get a bunch of basic stuff, whatever, but I'd get it in every color or something like that. I wouldn't necessarily buy fashion. I'd probably buy basics because basics you can make look nice. I feel like if they have anything that's fashion forward, it looks cheap. So, from my experience, anyways.
I done ran through a couple Forever 21s for some button downs. I done got in there and got some looks really quickly off. They don't really match my shoes, so I don't go there often. But I would have made good work of this shopping spree. Matter of fact, send me a shopping spree anywhere, and I can make it happen. It might not. I'll come out of there if I got to come out of there with 17 belts. I'm gonna come out there with something.
Exactly. You end up getting the functional things that you're I don't know if I really want to buy this, but oh no, I'll buy this. So more basic than super. Well, they don't really have anything super fancy, but
right. Yeah. Safari is mad about this. She says they picked them and big butt old Dara can't even fit anything at Forever 21, which is rude. And so
he's not that big though. You know what I mean? What did she make? A size 12?
I don't know, but they they love picking on Dara. This is 2007. They're gonna get the fat jokes off every chance they get. But Shay says they are selfish whores because they could have gave it to Becky and Safari, who gave away all their clothes. I think that's where I thought they were gonna go when they got ready to choose. And them picking Hottie must mean they really, really didn't like that nobody congratulated them on winning.
Safari can have a bit of an attitude when somebody gets something that she wants or whatever. So she might have been very obvious with her being upset that she didn't win. And so they felt that response. I guess, and also Becky was probably just a little bit man, I can see her also not going to be okay, good job, guys. So
right.
I don't picture the two of them going up and congratulating. I get it, but I did think that they'd be pulling a Dara and be hey, you guys gave away a lot, so why don't you come and get something to replenish your closet?
Yes. So Larissa and Shay have a plan. they are left out of the shopping spree, and they realize that they could be going down to the carpet and potentially eliminated. Larissa already thinks that Monique doesn't like her, and Shay, knowing that she's tied to Larissa, could mean the end of both of them. So Shay's and Larissa's idea are to take some of Layleen's jewelry or any of her items and put it in Shatar's stuff. They end up taking photos of her mom, her that we found out so heavily in this episode has passed away from cancer, and Layleen just sold her engagement ring. And so now they're going to take her photo of her mom and they're going to hide it under Shatar's bed in the mattress so that when she finds it, it looks like Shatar is a thief and has stolen this to sabotage Layleen, and that will get Shatar expelled instead of them. Chantele, Shatar is a thief.
So, she is a thief.
So the plan is kind of solid.
Plan is solid, but I don't have this mindset. So like, I would never have thought of it, but like, how did they come up with this and thought it was a good idea? Do you think that the producers were just like egging them on, be like, yeah, like you do that. Like, I would never have thought to do that, to go and set somebody up, especially knowing that Monique is on your neck about like everything that you do and you want to be there. I'd be so much more nervous about my actions.
I think they forget that the producers can see everything, right? Like, I think that in the moment they think Monique is the host, and then when at the end of the season, people are going to watch the tape back and edit the show. And Monique's only going to find out about stuff after the show as well, well after it's edited and things have been done. And this episode does kind of present it like that as well. We don't see Monique being like, I pulled the surveillance cameras, so that's not a thing. Also, Hottie is a villain. Make no mistake. I love Shatar, but my girl is a villain. They don't like her. She has done villainous things. And so when you have these women targeting somebody, they're like, it's Shatar. If she has to go, she has to go. The lady sucks. She steals from people. They don't like her. And so they're like, let's take her out. Now, this is bad for like that, aka Dara, because she's tied to Hottie. But if I gotta go or if Hottie gotta go, it's gotta be Hottie. I thought the plan was diabolical and also very mean-spirited. But at the same time, I understand why they would do it to Hottie specifically.
They wouldn't do it to anyone else, obviously. Also, though, did you notice this episode, or maybe it happens all the time, but this episode specifically, the bling bling, like the money ching blings for her blinks, was in full effect this episode. I noticed it again, so I thought that was funny.
Told you, that's my girl. That's what she does. Okay. So yeah, we have our double duos twist here, and they're going to try to put this all on Shatar. So when she comes back, Layleen, of course, is looking for the items. She cannot find them. They're searching anywhere. She asks a couple times. She's like, Shatar, do you have you seen my pictures? Shatar's like, nope, you can check my stuff. It's fine. And she's looking. She can't find it. She's working the room, but we're approaching elimination, and she still has not found the culprit. And so this is not good for Shay and Larissa. So Larissa finally says, well, have you checked Shatar? Like, have you checked like through her stuff? She'd be stealing. Layleen's like, yeah, she does be stealing. Let me go check again. So they go and they check, and Shay just floats out. Larissa floats out. Oh, well, have you looked under her bed? And so they go to look under her bed. She's like, well, look under the sheet. And that's when Layleen said, oh, I'll check under the mattress too, since I'm already here. And you can just hear Shay in the background like, oh my God, what did you find? What'd you find? Oh my God, was it there? She did it?
I just love bad acting.
I do too.
Oh, was it there?
She stole it? Oh my God, I can't believe she did that. I told you she was so sneaky. You can't trust her, blah, blah. And so now all eyes are on Shatar. They think she did it.
They think she did it. And like, everybody's actually putting their foot down, being like, I can't believe, they're so mad. Like, they believe this hook, line, and sinker. Hottie is not really able to convince them otherwise. And she's telling the truth.
And she's telling the truth. And that's the worst part, because now Hottie wants to know who did this, who is trying to frame me. She's working the room. She's like, well, who told you to look under the bed? Obviously that person knew where to find it. She knows this, Chantele, because this is what Hottie would do. She's the type of person to steal your stuff and help you look. So she's like, whose idea was it to ask about me? Who was it? But they're able to be like, no, Layleen was the one who looked under the mattress. It was her idea to look under the mattress. That's who you should blame. So Hottie is convinced that Layleen has stolen the pictures herself to pin this on her. Meanwhile, it was Larissa and Shay the whole time.
Larissa and Shay the whole time, and they're just like laughing on the inside. Like they're just like,
yeah. It's tough. Laylene will go to Monique and talk to her, and she's like, Mo, somebody stole my stuff. Monique brings in Hottie, who's like, I think she's trying to set me up. But there's a thief amongst us, and we will find out who that is one day, but not tonight, because on the carpet, we have to make our eliminations. And Becky is nervous for her and Safari. They did not sell enough stuff. Shay wants Shatar to go home because she's evil and a snake, and she thinks she's playing everybody, but she is an evil little tramp with a bad weave. And so
I know you chipped my tooth on that.
so Laylene and Brooke are safe from elimination, and they will be around for next week. And she has a lot of kind words to say about them for selling so much stuff. Dara and Shatar gave the least, so they are going down. Dara says it's Shatar's fault for lying about what she had and all her couture clothes that weren't worth a damn. And then Safari and Becky are also going to be safe from expulsion because she gave up everything she had. She had the spirit of the challenge in mind, and they're not going to punish her for that. Were you happy to see that Safari and Becky were safe?
I was happy to see that they were safe. I was worried that Monique might be like, I didn't like that outburst that you had at the store, blah, 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 blah. Like, I thought that they might have focused on that part, not on the giving everything part. And so I'm happy with the outcome, but I was worried because Monique can lay down the hammer sometimes, and even if you think that they're undeserving. So I'm happy with the outcome for sure.
Yeah, and so we get Larissa and Shay down on the carpet as well. Shay's like, I don't know about this. I don't know if we should have did the photo thing. Keith starts working on them. He says that Shatar was going to be bringing in less items, since she brought in limited items, but he thought they'd at least be expensive. But it seems like she was lying about the quality of the clothes, and she didn't really grasp the generosity part of the challenge. Same thing with Dara, with her telling us that she really wasn't trying to give away much of her stuff. It doesn't seem like that her strategy was to give. It was to give as little as possible. And the lesson was all about generosity and giving. And they were letting the possessions possess them. Same thing with Shay and Larissa. They were, I think Mickey's quote is that they were letting the the possessions possess them. Shay and Larissa were really talking about these brands and, how much these brands were worth and the designers and all this other stuff. But it wasn't about the giving. And so, Monique will go down the line and ask each of them if they took the pics, and everyone says no, including Larissa and Shay. But Shatar says the only person who would have known where to look for the stuff is the person who found it. Although Shatar is innocent and she's doing a good job defending herself, ultimately, Monique says history says Shatar is a thief. And my favorite quote from Charm School in the history of Charm School, I've said it before on this podcast, I will say it again. When you do clownery, the clownery comes back to bite.
Clownery comes back to bite. That is the new commandment here. The 11th commandment.
Yeah, they were putting that on the thumbnail for sure. When you do clownery, the clownery comes back to bite. The clown comes back to bite. I'm sorry. The clown came back and it bit Shatar in the ass. She's getting eliminated here. She's sad and shocked that she's eliminated because she is innocent. And Dara is devastated because she was really learning from this. She says this was her opportunity and now she has to go along with Shatar. So what do you think about these two women being our eliminated contestants? We lost Shatar and Dara in the same episode.
I'm sad for Dara, but she was trying to foil the system, right? She's like, oh, we'll just let Shatar use all of her designer dresses and I won't really contribute anything of my own, which is completely anti the spirit of this episode. And so like if we had seen her go through a little bit more of a journey of being torn about giving up certain items, maybe it would have been more, I'd be more upset, but they didn't do the best in the challenge. And regardless of whether or not Shatar stole it or when she's being framed, any of that, Dara didn't participate in the challenge as much as she could have. And if she had maybe participated more, maybe she would have made some more money and maybe won. So yeah, I didn't want her to go because I really like her, but she deserved to go out of not really doing this competition.
And what about our fallen angel, the heroess? Like
I feel like she's gone too soon, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss this hair.
Gone too soon. I feel like she had more antics. Like I'm waiting for the raw chicken or chicken in the microwave. Like one more thing. One more thing.
We just needed a little bit more. Maybe there's a jury buyback. We can get Shatar back in the game. I don't know, but this sucks that she goes out like this. But she is taken out by karma because she has done some underhanded things. I know Crazy is somewhere at home crying and watching this and feeling very vindicated that Shatar is being eliminated from the competition. Now, Monique says karma is going to come back to get whoever did this. Shay looks completely miserable, but Larissa is still keeping on a strong face of like, nope, it wasn't me. Didn't do it. Do you agree with Monique that karma is going to come back to get Larissa?
She's going to watch the tape. She's going to watch the tapes.
She's going to run the footage back. She got to know.
Watch the tapes. She needs to know definitively what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Because she goes around and she asks everybody that's standing there in their duos, did you touch Layleen's pictures? They all said no. Everyone said no. Mm-hmm. So she needs to know for sure now who's lying to her.
Do you think we confront this during the season, or is this a conversation for maybe
during the season or reunion? Like a maybe reunion, but like I think karma's going to come to head sooner than later.
Yeah. So we shall see what that looks like. Now, speaking of karma, so it's a good karma in this episode. Layleen comes down to the carpet, and I really hope Ash stayed around to hear about this part, but she comes down to the carpet. Monique calls her down, and Monique gives her some very kind words. She talks about how strong Layleen is. We know Layleen has fought with the idea of not being strong enough for this competition in the past, but she's standing in front of a strong and giving woman, and she is honored to give her back her mom's ring. Monique went and got the ring back from the store. I'm pretty sure they paid them people the $90 or whatever, gave them their money back. And now they're able to gift Layleen back. And she was not expecting this at all.
I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah.
As much as I'm not sentimental about things, I do understand that they hold value for people, and the fact that she was willing to give it up, and it's like a memento of her mom. Like, I thought it was very, very sweet and touching, and I'm happy now the outcome of that whole thing, because I was worried for her actions not to be looked at in the right way, and then it was, and then she was also rewarded by receiving it back. So it was lovely.
Yeah, and Monique says, Safari, sister, I'm going to try my damnedest to get them boots back for you too. Good for her.
Get her some new damn boots.
Get her some new boots. New boots.
Like some new Uggs. This is nice.
Yeah.
They're comfy.
I'm so happy. This episode is such a strong episode of TV.
TV.
Yeah.
Not of reality TV, not of the Charm School, of TV. Like, that's what people are like, oh, like, why do you like reality TV? I'm like, because you get moments like this on like a silly show. Like there's so much deeper work, and like you're actually looking at the lens of like the human experience and people coming from different backgrounds and how they're interacting in the same world. And it's great. It's definitely fantastic. And so I thought this was a very, very strong episode. I'm sad, obviously, with the outcome, because I love Hottie for her haughtiness, and I love Dara for just like being a good, I enjoyed her on the show. So I'm sad, but it's still a great episode.
Right. And maybe we will see them in the future in this Flavor of Love rewatch journey.
Hottie for sure. I like that. She made a name for herself.
Yeah, man, we're losing all our faves here, man. I mean, they're all our faves, so it's tough, but there can only be one winner. Monique tells them, and don't give away your panties, nasty asses. And so, yeah, this was fun. But next week's episode, we will be back to talk about Charm School, obviously. But what is our episode? I love finding the episode titles.
Ashley, so Flavor Flav has not been on this season at all, as far as I remember. No, I don't know if he's going to be coming on any upcoming episodes or any finales, but these were some of his exes. This is this is Flavor Flav's exes go to Charm School.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and this is my worst nightmare. I would hate to be in this position, but not me. More for Flav, not me. So episode 7, I believe it's called "It's Mo's Birthday and I'll Cry If I Want to." Yeah, yeah.
Who's crying? I think Larissa's crying.
Really? Okay. On Mo's birthday, do you think Monique will cry?
Yes.
Oh.
I think, well, because it seems like there is that she feels as though Larissa is like an extension of her or her younger self, and she sees herself in Larissa. And so I feel as though she is tough loving her a little bit. And so I'm wondering if it's going to be like the whole, like, I was rooting for you. Like,
we were all rooting for you.
We kind of had that already a few episodes ago. I think that might resurface again in next episode. So it's going to be Larissa and Monique maybe crying.
Okay, interesting. So for those paying attention, the show notes have the episode link, so you can go ahead and watch that ahead of time so that you'll be here for the next episode as we talk about it. I will say this: we are going to get a celebrity cameo in the next episode. Chantele. Dum, dum, dum.
Oh, is it New York? We know she's
coming. New York? Is it New York? We do know New York is coming, but we don't know when. Is it Flav? We shall see. But until then, Chantele, can't wait to talk to you again next week.
I know, me too. I'm super excited about that. What do I have going on? I haven't yet talked about the last 2 episodes of Survivor. I think I should, but I don't know when I'm going to do that.
Okay.
So that's what I kind of have going on or not have going on. But Love Island is starting up soon. So Love Island UK and USA is starting up like in a week and a half or 2
Traders
weeks.
New Zealand is coming up in a couple weeks, I think, too.
Do you want to cover that?
I mean,
you know, you hate it. You hate.
yeah. I mean, listen, Chantele? Do you want me to cover it? Is the question. But like, that's between you and I guess you and I off air. But that's a reality realness conversation, right?
Yeah, it's a reality realness conversation for sure. So let us know if you want me and Chappell to cover the traders on my channel. But anyways, follow me or subscribe. Reality Realness 3 S's at ChanFriend on Instagram. Or you can probably find me at Reality Realness with 3 S's on Instagram too. But I'll still check it. So if you message me there, I will still respond.
Yes, and follow me on all social media platforms. What? At Recap Kickback. Not at Chappell anything. At Recap Kickback. If you
Unless you want fucking stock Bitcoin references.
If you want to get locked out of your social media and somebody to take over your email address, a random person, then you know, follow that account. But please don't do that. Follow at Recap Kickback on all social media platforms. Join our Facebook community, recapkickback.com/Facebook. I think is how you get there. And you can join and join the conversations for these chats. Let us know in the comments what you want us to talk about. Yeah, it's a good time, but we'll be back next week to talk about more of the Charm School Cinematic Universe. But that's it. So class is over. Chantele and I will be back next time. Peace.
I've been trapped behind Swan Maria, isolated like it's North Korea. Smaller city with some bigger dreams. The wall is cracked, I'm looking in between it. The world is yours, but man, I gotta see it. They say it's hard, but man, I gotta see it. The air I'm breathing can't feel my chest. Wait on life, I wanna hold my breath. I'ma get in my goddamn self.
Did you know if your windows are bare, indoor temperatures can go up 20 degrees? Turn the temperature down with Blinds.com and get up to 50% off custom window treatments like solar roller shades and more during the Memorial Day mega sale. Whether you want to DIY it or have a pro handle everything, we've got you. Free samples, real design experts, and zero pressure. Just help when you need it. Shop up to 50% off site-wide and huge savings on doorbusters right now during the Memorial Day mega sale at Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions apply.
There's a new way to sweet green. Meet Wraps. Handheld, hearty, and made for life on the move. With bold, chef-crafted flavors, fresh ingredients, and over 40 grams of protein, they're built to satisfy without slowing you down. Try Wraps today in the app or at order.sweetgreen.com. Available at all participating locations.
Athletic Brewing Company crafts award-winning non-alcoholic beers for those who want to be part of every round. With over 185 flavor awards, they're exceptional NA beers that fit your lifestyle and any social occasion. Summer's full of good times, and Athletic fits right in. Go to athleticbrewing.com to have brews delivered to your door, or find them at a bar, restaurant, or store near you. Near beer. Athletic Brewing Company, fit for all times.